Morning, everybody. I hope my microphone's working. We got the Nasdaq up here. Well, it's July 30th, 8:27 a.m. We got the markets going to open in about 2.5 minutes. Thought I'd do a live stream this morning as it's Friday. And it's probably going to be the last time that I'm going to have a chance to do a live stream. It's going to be the last chance I'm going to have to do a live stream until, I don't know, later in July. I don't know. If you're in this thing, can you let me know if you can hear me? So we got the Nasdaq. Something's pushing this thing down pretty hard. I'm trying to figure out. I think there's some inflation concerns. Maybe it's Amazon earnings. But we sold off after the close yesterday pretty significantly. Back below 15,000, below the 200 SMA on the 60-minute. And awesome, thanks. Thanks, Reese. And we're now below the 20 SMA in the 1 hour chart. I do still think we're overall bullish, though. I mean, if we look at the daily over here, I know that's hard to say when we're down 1% coming into the session in pre-market. We're in this overall uptrend. We're coming down to the 20 SMA on the daily, which is been support for the last couple months. So I think this thing may push off and we may start moving back up. The question is, how far down are we going to come before we start doing that? And usually it likes to come down here and touch the bottom band on the 60-minute. So that's at 14,750 really, which is 125 points away. That's a long ways for it to go before it pulls back up. I mean, I wish that band would have been up here at 14,800. Then I would have said, well, if we break this high at 14,900 and we start to move back above the 200 SMA, then I think it might start move back up into the value area here. But I think it's got room to come back down some more, particularly if we're right at VWAP. See, the market's going to open in like 6 seconds. I'm gonna have to let this thing move around for a little bit before I take anything. This is the overnight session volume profile. You got to be careful with this thing right here. I mean, it may want to pop up and just start moving up. I mean, if we got above the 20 SMA, if we got above 14,900, if we could mark out this level. 14,900, which is this resistance. We break the 20 SMA. We get above the 200 SMA. It may open up 14,950. And this may be resistance. You've got this LVN going on here. That might be resistance there. So it's got a lot of resistance on top of it. So this is tough for me to trade. Because I want to go up with it. I want to buy it. You can see it popping up here. I want to buy it, but it's got a lot of resistance there. I think maybe it just got sent down so people can buy back in before it pops back up above 15,000 again. I mean, I think if we start moving above 14,950, it's going to want to test the upper band on here. But this is the same situation I got into yesterday where I bought what I thought was the breakout to the top side, and then the thing just reversed on me real quick, which is frustrating. I'm trying to pull up the 750 level. Is that 14,750? Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom of the band there, 14,750. Which we were talking about. So yeah, I mean, I think that could be support. I don't want to get stuck in a situation when I was in yesterday where it was coming up and I knew it had room up, but I had to endure some pretty bad drawdown because I got in too quickly. That 14,750 looks like a good buy-in area, and you could that's a good area to try to take it up to the top. It's 250 points basically. For, you could do like a 20 points, if it breaks through that. Or what you could do is you wait for it to get down here, and then you really wait for some bullish action. So like a pin bar on an hour, you could get a pin bar, and then you buy the break as we break higher on that candle. This could be pretty choppy. There was some, let's see, what was there? Inflation data came out, which was actually good. Even though it was 3.5%, it came in under expectations. So you would think maybe that's going to push it higher. There's Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 9, which usually does not have a big impact on it, but you will see price spike around that. So price usually spikes, and then it just continues, spikes one way or the other, and then continues where it wants to go. So yeah, I would have to, really wait for a nice pullback, and that 14,750 area looks pretty good. That could also, trap some bears as you break support here, and then bears think, oh, it's going to keep dropping. Then you trap some bears down there, and then we pop up on the day. But this one's going to definitely have to just be sitting on your hands. Maybe sit on my hands until after consumer sentiment comes out at 9. And the other thing I'll note is that Delta is positive. On really big bearish days, usually you'll come into pre-market and you'll see Delta negative, like 2,000 or something like that, which is kind of a confirmation that we're gonna have a sell-off day. But right now we've got positive Delta, and I think like I said, I think the overall market is up, and I think we'll probably be able to find an opportunity to go long. I just don't want to get in too high and just take, even taking a bunch of stops on the way down. So that's the overnight profile. Here's this profile. One other thing I'll note is when you use these volume profiles, particularly the weekly comes into play on Fridays, I think, quite a bit. We're way down here. So there's a few things to note on here. We got time. I'm not going to trade anything probably till after 9, so we can just look at this chart. If anybody's interested in how you use a weekly volume profile on Friday. One interesting to note is how we've pointed control up here closer to the value area high. And typically when you see that, price is going to want to push away. So if we had pointed control down here, we would expect price to then push up. And we've got pointed control up here, so price is going to want to push down, and that's what it did. It sold off quite a bit. So this would be kind of a warning sign, I think, for people who are bullish, particularly on the break of this resistance area. And I can't remember where we got trapped at, but it was somewhere. I think it was on this candle here. That if you saw a volume profile coming in up here, you'd say, I don't know if that really has the gas to get up over it. Now, it could have broken high and stretched out the profile, and the profile could have moved up, and then point of control would have probably been in the middle. But this right here is a bearish sign, the way that it is right there. And as we're moving up, I really like to see it move up into the value area again, and then come up and test the upper band. But right now, everything's looking bearish, even though the overall market appears to be up or bullish. So yeah, just probably have to wait till after 9 to take any trades. If you're watching this and you're thinking about taking something, let me know in the chat what you're eyeing. Maybe as it broke higher above 20, you could take something. We start to break those highs. You get above the 200 SMA. Delta's positive now. It may want to make a move up, but that's the bad situation we got into yesterday. Yeah, there's just a lot of selling yesterday after the close. This looks like it's going to keep pushing up here. That's a pretty aggressive candle on that 1 minute. But it's hitting off that 200 SMA. I mean, right now there's no trade for me. And the theme for today for me needs to be take your stop. So this may want to push down now. See, I just went from, oh, I think it's going to go long to I think we're going to pull back. I really need to take the stops today. And, just try to find a good quality trade instead of jumping into something right off the bat. So I'm going to let this thing move around for a while. Probably it'll come back after 9. So maybe like 9:05 I'll take a trade. But I'm not going to take anything until after consumer sentiment. So we'll see. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, I had the mic on mute. Was walked away. I wanted to see, not just stare at this while consumer sentiment came out, but this looks pretty bullish. You can see this nice aggressive candle here. This is a really similar situation though to what I got in yesterday, where it was like here. I think this was actually it. You can see this candle formation that I'm circling, that as price broke higher, I got in thinking it was going to pop, and it just rolled down on me. Consumer sentiment was good, so this thing will probably keep maybe moving up, but let's give it a couple minutes and see what's going to happen. We can see Delta there just popping on that. I mean, this is almost the exact same trade that I got in yesterday, except yesterday I was at 15,060. I remember it, 15,060 right here. And I wanted to get a pop up to 15,070 or something like that. I mean, just like 10 points or 72, and the thing just rolled back on me. So I want to be careful with it and wait, although I think this is going to start stretching out. You feel like you're missing it, but there's going to be an opportunity to get in on this. So as I'm looking at this, I can see this LVN forming right here. I don't know if you can see that. That may act as support at 58, or you can see it right here too. I'm just going to try to wait for a pullback, and hopefully this thing doesn't just take off without me. I think it's got room up to 15,000, 15,080, 90. And this is the same trade that I got in yesterday. Except I was up 15,000 instead of in the 14,000s, but it was still the 60 level. And I'm having the same feeling of it's moving without me. I gotta jump in on it. So it does look like it's moving without me though here. I think this level is going to be resistance. This is probably where it wants to move up to 15,020. And this band may pinch in more, it may just be 15,090. I'm going to wait for a pullback here, although when the 1 minute closes outside the band like that, man, that's a bullish sign. You got an LVN forming here, another one. We were going to get in down here at 58. Should have probably jumped in on that, taken up to 74. Gotta be patient though. It's only 9:03. I'll have time to get in on this thing, hopefully. See, if I would have jumped in on it there, this thing's now maybe going to give me a little bit of a pullback. We can look at a tick chart. I like looking at the tick chart once in a while, but I like the 500 volume more. And I can't have too many trigger charts up. It's too much data coming at me. I'm already on this thing at 77 here. I just keep reminding myself of yesterday and how I've just got to be patient on this. Oh, I think, that top band right there is really opened up. We got this LVN here. I think it's going to get sucked up to this area on the chart. right in here. Come up to there. Yeah, look at this 5 minute. Man, this thing looks bullish. So I guess the question is, where do I think it's going to come? Where would it be a good entry point? I don't know. I guess what you like to see is, if you're really anxious to get in on it, you see a little pullback, you see like a bullish candle form on the 500 volume, and you see, delta start moving up again, and then you jump in on it. Get at 75 and a quarter. Still up a little too high, I think. Typically like to try to find a LVN where I think would provide some support. There's something down here at 70, it looks like. And down at 50, the 20 SMA on the 1 minute, maybe. You can also sometimes wait for the Williams percent range to become oversold. Come down here. I use that sometimes. I mean, you can see if it's working just by looking at what it's done. So when we've come down here, what's price done? We've come up, but that was pre-market, so that doesn't really count. Sometimes the Williams percent range is a good indicator to get in. Other times, particularly if it becomes oversold into an LVN, or you hit, I think down at this 50 level might be interesting, which would be the 20 SMA. The top of the volume profile down here at 40 is also sometimes support. Other times, people that trade this thing know that this thing can just start grinding up and start moving, and before you know it, it's gone 100 points. So, maybe this is an entry here. We're at this LVN. We've got a couple of indecision candles. We break higher back above 25. I'm just having flashbacks to the drawdown yesterday. And this is that exact same, like I've said before, this is the exact same price levels, really just 100 points lower. Anybody else take a trade? So we got some people watching. Curious to know if anybody else has jumped in on this. I hope my mic's working. Sometimes I also, if I can see the bands beginning to open up like that, so I think you might get this thing might want to start popping. Appreciate whoever's tuning into this. Just trying to be as patient and cautious here as I can, because I kind of learned yesterday the hard way not to jump into this thing too high, that we've been getting what looks like really bullish moves up, and then we get these deep pullbacks on it before we move up again. So I'm just learning my lesson here. I see Delta moving lower a little bit. Let's look at that 5-minute candle that just came in here. This LVN is interesting, I think. Can this LVN here hold? It looks like it's gonna break, move lower. It's got something there at 56, the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. It's very similar to what it did. I keep saying that because I'm just recognizing. I mean, this is the same. This was at on big bullish candle. It looks like a follow through candle, something like that, similar, and then a pullback. Waiting to see how it reacts down here at 58. Watch how this 1 minute closes here. I don't know. $9.12. We can look at what a 15-minute candle is going to look like. Get in at 71 as we start to move higher, or is that just going to be a leg on the pullback? There's an LVN right here at 57. You can see this that formed. These are typically, should be support. Like a Delta dropping though. This may want to start coming down. See Delta moving down lower like that. Price has not made new lows, but Delta is making new lows. That's a bearish sign, even though there's this LVN here. I'm not saying it's going to drop, but I'm saying that this isn't a buy for me at this level. This is a bearish candle here. Delta's moving lower again, so I don't think this is a buy, even though we've got this LVN here, which might be support, and you've got a 20 SMA. So if you were just reading the chart, this 20 SMA might be interesting to buy into. But with Delta here, we can see Delta aggressive selling coming in. This may want to come down a little bit further, and that's been characteristic of it for the whole week that we've had. Bullish moves followed by lack of follow through and deep pullbacks. I'm trying to get this thing off my screen. That's a bullish sign. You get in at 70? Do you get in this break? See how this 5 minute closes. Maybe we're going to come up to 78. this looks like actually like a short right here. If we break this support level, this thing would roll down to 60. There's some support here. People think maybe it's going back up. We break 60. We roll back down to probably 43. This support. It's got to get through that though. I don't really want to short it though. But I do think it's up too high. Oh man. A little stretch in there. See Delta moving down lower again. Oops. Yeah. You could take a short. I mean, if you were bearish on this, I'd be shorting it at 59 for a drop down into this area. I don't want to short it though. That looks like it's going to come down. Look at the delta on that. See this? Broke through support, delta follow through. This thing's coming down for a little bit. All right, maybe down to 44, 48, 50. My deal is that this would be typically my buy area where we break the previous resistance. So like up at 75, 50, but that's a long ways. And I can see price going up there, running out of gas, rolling back down. We got delta dropping down lower. This thing looks bearish for the time being. I wouldn't be going long on it. Hey, morning. Morning, Jim. Yeah, last day of the month. It's true. So Zarek, what's up, man? Good to see you. Hey, Fridays, yeah. Friday afternoons can get slow. I feel like I get anxious on Fridays. Like, I feel like I got to take my trades in the morning because I know the afternoons are going to be weird. Oh, cool. So yeah, another. So now this is kind of interesting. We've come down. The Williams percent range has gone to oversold. We've got, a counter trend line that if we broke it, might pop up. It's pushing down now lower. I think 45 will be support. Maybe, I don't know. 63 might be a buy. 65. I'm looking at this 20 SMA. I'm looking at the 20 SMA and the 500 volume. Anybody else take a trade today? Anybody trading anything? I don't know what the other indices. I should look at what the other indices are doing. Is this Tesla? Man, Tesla is doing okay. I shouldn't be looking at equities. I need to keep my eye on the futures here. Everything's in the red except for Tesla. Good job, Tesla. All right, man, everything's in the red today, huh? Yeah, most of the indices look like they're hitting resistance and coming down. That 5 minute looks gnarly. Look at that. Shorted at 38. Anybody else thinking that? Oh, nice, man. You bought it 900 and took it up after the 90 level held. That's awesome. Yeah, I wasn't watching it at all down here. I was walking away. I was doing other things. I told myself today I was going to really watch it, try to find a good trade, not try to be patient after my trading yesterday. I'm glad I was patient up here. I was getting super anxious. I was like, man, this thing's going to pop up to 15,000 without me. Yeah, man, I'm thinking shorting it now. I feel like we've moved back into value area. This bearish candle in the 5 minute. We break this low, and I think it might drop down to 30. That's only, I don't know. Yeah, I tell you what, I can I can hold on to a loser for days, but I think everybody does this. That's why trading is so difficult. But when you get a winner, holding on to winners is really hard. I think this thing's going to come down a little bit more. We've broken that 950 level. Look at this 1 hour candle. It's got a lot of time to change, but man, if this 1 hour closes anything like that, 15 minute, what's coming up? We got a 30 minute coming up. If that 30 minute candle closes like that, I'm shorting it. You're looking for 914, Jim, to get in, to go long? Yeah, man, that's probably a pretty good idea. I like this value area low area, which is also the 20 SMA on the 5 minute. Right, yeah, everybody sees. It's like how you want to, it's like your way of trading, like what you're seeing on your charts and the way that your experience shapes up. Um, you gotta trade your way. You can't try to copy somebody else's way of trading. I mean, you can definitely learn from other people, but I think this is going down some more. I think it's got room down maybe at 30, 37. This is a weird candle to close here on the 5 minute. You're short from 53. Yeah, that's probably smart, man. Yeah, it's going down here. Ah, nice job, Jim. You caught that, buddy. I did not. I did not get that. I should have. You got a target on it, Jim? This thing's coming to come down some more, I think. $9.14. Nice, man. That would be an awesome trade. have this red line drawn on here? I'm going to move it right there. Yeah, this thing's coming. Look at that delta popping through there. I'm in with you, Jim. This thing gonna come down to 10. I saw all this selling coming through. I'm also just getting tired of watching this thing and not getting in on it. That's all right, man. I agree with you. I think it's going to come down some more. I'm just watching this delta here. I mean, that's selling. That can't pop through on that. That's what I jumped in on. As delta is making new lows. And, I think it's going to move down some more. It might not. I might take another one at 50, like up here. I don't think it's coming. I don't think we're going up anymore on this. I just got a bad I got a bad price. You were good to get it up there at 50. I gotta get better at that too, fighting for price. I'm pretty good at doing like the technical stuff and like watching volume profile and doing like pre-market game plan, but I am bad at getting it at a good price. So, I mean, you can see where I'm at. I'm at right at, I'm going to hold it down with you, Jim. Might get out right before. See if this works. I'm probably gonna add to it if we come back up this area. Add to it, try to get a little better cost average price on it. I think that band it's eyeing that for sure. Get paid to wait, yeah. It's finding some support down here at 36. I got some buyers coming in. What is this at? 49.75. Where's your stop at, Jim? You got a stop loss on it? I put mine right up there at 56. I feel like if we we break this trend line, we start getting above 56, I probably just want to get out of it. It's like a 20-point stop, though. It stinks. Yeah. I'm really watching Delta, see if we can get through this 30 level. I might add to it if we break 30. Nah. I think it's going to keep falling a little bit here. I'm going to put... yeah, Jim, you get paid to wait, don't you? You're right. I'm going to get out of here, Jim. That's it for me on that one. 502. You're gonna make bank on it, buddy. I know it, but my nerves are getting a little rattled there. Nice call on the short, though, man. If I would have been like you, got in at 50, I think there might be a little pullback here, but you're more than likely right to take this thing down a little bit longer. Nice call. Thanks, man. Gotta get a little more coffee here. Yeah, it's interesting to see the profiles now shifting down a little bit. It must have happened when I was walking away, but I think we are going to start running into some support down here. I draw this red line here. This was the resistance that we had drawn out in pre-market. We've got the 200 SMA on the 1 hour. VWAP down there. I mean, it's on a buy until it gets above 56, I think. If it comes up to that, it's probably coming into another short here at this trend line, or at the 20 SMA and the trend line, LVN up here. So, I don't know. Yeah, this trend line seems to be holding here. Another short below 29. I think I'd have to wait for it to break. And I think it's just got too much support down here. Hey Shree, what's up, man? Thanks for joining in. Looks like it's coming to a short though. Yeah, that looks like a short. And on the 500 volume. We've come up, we hit the downtrend line, 20 SMA. Bearish candle on the 500 volume. This is a short coming in there, I think. But I feel like this 20 SMA on the 5 minute might be some support. This is a tiny LVN here too. If you got through 912, I think it would open up VWAP. That's only like 12 points on it. Open up that area. Although 12 points is still pretty good. So. We have a 30-minute candle close. Yeah, man, that looks bad bearish on that 30-minute candle. With point of control coming in up here. I mean, that's this is a short. Jim's got this right all the way, man. Maybe I should get back in on this. Hey, saying morning. Let me look at this 30-minute. Breaking lower. Yep, taking trades live. This is all live. We've taken one short that Jim called out, and kind of waiting to see what happens with this. But yeah, I'm looking at this 30-minute candle. This is all super bearish, so gonna wait here. Could get a false breakout, break this trend line. It could be false up to 50. We get the LVN value area high, top of the band on that, and it could roll back down, or we may hit this again and come back down. But with the point of control coming in up towards the top of the value area, coupled with this bearish candle, I don't see why you would buy this right now. The only thing it has going for it is that we're above VWAP and we're positive delta. Saying, I don't know, man. The short-term trend. Um, I mean, I'm overall bullish on the Nasdaq um, and markets in general, but it's certainly getting a little choppy up here at the top. I mean, if we just look, I mean, I've got the daily chart up here. I can pull up a pen. I mean, the daily chart, we're making lower highs on the daily. It's a lower high. I mean, here we broke higher, but now we're lower. This is a pretty bearish candle here from yesterday, but a lot of that happened after the close, and I think that was on Amazon earnings. This thing came down. I don't know. Somebody might have a different idea of why the market came down yesterday, but I think we are going to push off this 20 SMA on the daily, and we're going to move back up. I mean, that's what we've done, down here. Since the 1940s, yeah, like literally the 1940s, or like since, yeah. But I mean, there's been areas where we've come down. Yeah, you could just buy into it. You could buy triple Q right now and just hold on to it. For the next 20 years. But if you want to make money tomorrow or today, you're trying to figure out what's going on with it. I mean, this is all intraday stuff. Yeah, but the overall markets are always going up, aren't they? God, if you would have bought into this thing during the COVID, let's look at the weekly on the COVID crash thing. Where was that? Could you imagine? That was where? Back here. Bought into this thing at 7,500. Bought a triple Q at 7,500. You would have doubled your money in a year and a half. That's pretty good. Although intraday trading on margin, you can use, not easily, but you can certainly have a better chance of doubling your money short term than you would buying on a cash account. I don't know. I mean, we're always trying to figure out which way it's going to go, aren't we? And try to get it at a good price. That's the whole name of the game. I mean, I think it would want to come up to 15,000 at some point today. But we're having a very similar situation what we've had the last 3 days. I mean, if we look at what happened, let me pull up my session profile thing here. I can look at a 30-minute chart, and we can look at repeatable patterns here for the week. Each one of these is, I'm going to remove this thing here. Remove some of these lines so I can see what's going on. Each one of these is a session volume profile. So session down here. You get the drift. We've come in each session, and we've had big bullish movements, and we've had big pullbacks. Big bullish movement, big pullback. I suspect that's what's going on now. I mean, a big bullish movement, a pullback. Point of control has moved up, except for here. So this would have been, was this Monday, I guess? The 27th? 27th was what? 27th was Tuesday. So here was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We've moved up each day. The point of control, we can see the session moving up. Today we're down, I guess. So maybe it's going to do this and then pull back lower to support. Or maybe we break higher. I still think it's got 15,000 up there for today. I mean, it's only 50 points away. That's not really that big of a deal for the Nasdaq. You don't use indicators? You're saying, yeah. I know a lot of people that just use price action. I like the volume profile and Cumulative Delta. I use that because it's using like level 2 data. So, and then I like the Bollingers. I don't know why. It just gives me kind of better frame of reference. But I certainly know a lot of people who don't use indicators. I mean, I got all this stuff up here, but for each trade, I kind of use something different. The Bollingers kind of give me price targets too. Like if this is sometimes a good trade where we break the 20 SMA. We've been in a trend. We break the 20 SMA. We close above the 20 SMA, and we break support. I know that we're probably going to come up and hit that top of the Bollinger on the 1 minute. So it just gives me kind of a range on it of where to get in, where to get out. But that's awesome that you use price action. Price action is obviously is definitely a skill to learn, that's for sure. Yeah, you remember during COVID when everything was getting halted, things were just selling off, getting halted. That was a crazy time. If you were short and stuff, that's a huge opportunity. I knew people that during that completely liquidated their. Oh, why did I take the trade on this? I just didn't. I didn't for one reason because the volume profile at that time was still down. This was actually value area high, and I thought we were in a bearish market, a bearish situation. So like what I was talking about before, I saw this candle on the 30, and I thought we were going to keep coming down. So my short term my short term for right now, like within the next, I don't know, hour, was that we were going to come down some more. This 30-minute candle here looked really bearish, and then we had the point of control up closer to the value area high, which typically means price is going to start moving away from that. So all signs to me were pointing bearish, and so I didn't want to take a long. I was just kind of waiting to see what the price was going to do. And that was just for me being cautious. I think here if it broke 60, we'd start moving back up. That might be a trade. Break support at 60 and then you expect it to go up. Although you could have said that here, break 50 and you'd expect it to go up and then it rolled back down. So this could just be Friday choppiness. Yeah, I was going to say before about the COVID, I knew people that liquidated like their 401ks and their long-term investment stuff. And then the markets just shot past, recovered and then some, obviously. So, yeah, the overall indices are always going to be bullish long term. Today, though, they're all negative. You take any trades today, Hussein? You get anything going? Sheree says, is there a way if we can put the chart's background black? It's too glaring. Yeah, there is. You just turn the theme to dark theme. I think you go into, I think that's maybe like an option. Like you go into options in NinjaTrader. Yeah, so if you go into options, go into your control center, and then so go to control center, tools, options, and then in categories on the left, general, which is just opened up by default. Under preferences on the right, you'll find something that says skin, and you just change that to dark or slate dark or slate gray. You can mess with that to see which option's better for you. But yeah, absolutely, you can change that to dark. Oh, my charts. I'm keeping it this way. I like it this color. It's just what I'm used to, so I'm going to keep it this way. I'm not going to mess with it. To each their own. Oh, I got you. Sure. Yep. Yeah, there's a lag, Jim. There's a lag in the live stream. I don't know how to get that off. It's like 3 seconds or something. I don't know how to change the lag. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. It says here, like, do you want to? I'm like, no, I don't want to lag. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. I think it's just the internet, the way that this is. Let me see if I can do some research here on how to remove the lag. Lag YouTube live stream. I don't have a latency on this. I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out how to remove the latency if there is one. I mean, there is one, but I don't know if it's possible to get it to. Next time I do, I think there may be something like in the settings before I actually start the live stream, so I'll have to look at that next time to remove the latency. I think it's only a couple seconds, 2 or 3 seconds. But yeah, I understand how that's frustrating when we're looking at prices and stuff. So I'll try to figure that out. Oh, Shree's saying you can't. YouTube purposely makes a 3 second lag. Dude, you cannot. Yeah, it's inevitable. I think there's some service out there. I don't know that does actual. That's like really live that you get the no latency on it. I'll have to maybe do some research on that. Yeah, I mean, I just started doing this YouTube channel because trading, I think like everybody who trades knows how boring it can be sometimes. You're just kind of in your own head for so long. It's nice to have a community that you can be a part of. And I don't know anybody else. Like, there's a few other people that several other people that live stream, but I don't know anybody else who does like volume profile and cumulative delta. And that's just the way that I like to trade. I don't know. Do you guys know anybody else that does this strategy, I guess you'd call it, of trading? Twitch, yeah, Twitch. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, Twitch TV. Maybe open up a Twitch channel thing. Hey, thanks, Cesarak. Am I saying that right? Cesarak? Trades by Matt does exactly like URS. Oh, he does? He does a volume profile and the cumulative delta thing? I think I've seen him, but I think he uses Tradeovate. And Tradeovate for me is impossible to read. I don't like Tradeovate. I think it's fine. It's a free platform. But the cumulative delta and the cumulative delta particularly is really hard for me to read. Just that indicator itself. He is short 14,942. I don't know if I'd go short on it right here. This thing looks like it's holding price, and as we see, you can look at the volume profile. We're holding that lower volume area. It's shifted up now. I think we're going to probably break 60 and start to move back up a little bit. it's going to have to move below 14,917 to meet for me to think that we're going to short it some more, or for it to fall down. That we break the support, you break value area low, and then I think you might get a pull down into VWAP in the bottom of the band. It's Friday. This thing is weird. This thing is now beginning to consolidate down here. I mean, he may be seeing that, and other people may. Sazerac. Thank you. This thing may roll down. Maybe if we break. What do you really think about volume? I like volume profile. I think it gives me a lot of information about what the price is doing. I think he's always. Yeah, I've seen him trade. I mean, this looks like it's gonna roll now. Look at this, that 5 minute. Break the support at 29, down to 22. I don't know, man. I don't know what this thing is doing. Let's see if we get through this 20 level. I'm rooting for you, Jim. Jim, you still in this trade? Oh, I think we're gonna fall through here. You shorted, huh? Nice. I think this is gonna probably roll down to 1900. Nice, Jim. Took it. I like it. Closed. Good job, guys. I don't know. I'm just kind of trading my P&L at this point. I really don't want to take a loss, which is terrible. But I'm pretty cool with $500. And I don't know. I keep wanting to take it back up. I guess coming in, I was like, man, I want to go long on it. But he made his 1,000. Good. It's 10:02. I don't like trading past 10:30. I think this is going to drop down again here. So why don't I short it? I don't know. Oh, Jimmy went long. Yeah, I kind of feel like I'm waiting for that too. I mean, I kind of feel like it's going to want to come back up. You're long at 1625. That's good. I kind of feel like it's going to drop down to 14.9, and then we're going to come up, and at some point we're going to... Want to make another move up. I mean, that's kind of been its MO. So I'm okay with 500 on a Friday. It stinks going having a red day on a Friday, particularly when you've kind of been up and you're happy with it. Trees long at 918. I don't know, man. I need that trend line to break and I don't know. Long going well. Good. I'm glad. It is not a zero-sum game because somebody's doing well doesn't mean that that because you're doing bad doesn't mean somebody's doing well. You know what I mean? Do I have a chance ever pass one? Oh, sorry, I'm reading something. Multitasking here. It's looking bullish. $950 should be target. Nice job, guys. That's awesome. 44 target, 44 agree. lot of buying coming in down there in the Delta. I think this thing's going to start moving up now. But you get the value area high, and this is going to be some resistance at 55. So... Trick is to watch the VIX, yeah. I'm just sitting on my hands, guys. It's 9:12. I don't know if I even want to take another trade on this thing. I might just end the week positive here and just be okay with that. I mean, I'm super happy you guys found some of these good trades. I mean, I'm just not, I don't know. I felt like it was going to drop down a little bit more. This would have been my area down at 14,900. And I wouldn't buy it till it got above, this resistance. So right now I feel like it's going to be a little choppy. Maybe up at 60 to make a run up to 15,000 or 14,990. Break of 960 would be fun. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at, man. It's just that break of 960. But I think it's got something up here at 7. It might get 10 points out of it. Yeah, you almost got your fill down there at 930. That's a good level. Out of those 30 levels are support and resistance, aren't they? This looks like it's about ready to pop up here. In this 1 minute, can you get over that? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm about ready to call it a day. It's only 12 more minutes till 10:30. Just gonna go do some other things, I think. But keep this open for a little bit. Looks like we got a pretty good chat going, which is nice. But it looks really choppy in here. Looks really choppy to me. I mean, we're just kind of ranging in here. I guess you could buy it down here at 14.9. I'm sure other people are seeing something more clearly, but I don't want to get chopped up. Heading south, yeah. Looks like it's going to roll down maybe to 14.900. Take a short 19, take it down, take a scalp on that. I think the market's going to head up at 10:30. Yeah, it gets a little chop fight. 10:30 from 10:30 to so I'm Central Time. So 10:30 to 1 o'clock for me is choppy, and there's not a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes between 1 and 2 I can find something. And then you'll slow down, and then you'll get quite a bit of volume towards the close. And you get that. I've also been, when I first started trading, I would trade that towards the close, and I would typically get destroyed. So really, I find that 8:30 to 10:30 is my sweet spot where I'm most profitable, and that's the whole point. It's just to make some money on this. It's interesting how we closed outside of this downtrend line and the value area high. If you were trading this normally, you probably want to take a long on that. How the 5-minute close near the top of it, that looks really bullish. But since we're near the value area high and this low volume node, we've rolled down here. We're probably going to want to test 910. Come down to this. I don't know, man. There's not a lot of meat on that for me. I mean, you have to put your stop way up here at 36 to make what? 7 points. Well, I don't know. It's almost 10:30. I was thinking maybe, this might be an area. Buying the break of that, you can take it up to 45.50 again. It's 10 points. But with it being 10:30, I can see it just popping up and then crashing back down. I think it's got a little bit more room. May want to come all the way down to VWAP. For me, anyway. It sounds like some people are getting some great trades today. So that's awesome. Sazerac, have a great weekend, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you again soon. Price is trying to move up here, but you can see Delta moving down. There it popped up a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of watching this thing. The big kind of bearish sign for me is that we closed above the 20 SMA on this bullish candle and we failed and we came down. So I'm not seeing Delta really moving higher, even though price is trying to get up. Maybe 34 up. I mean, that's only 5 points. I wouldn't take it. That's looking bullish. Yeah, guys, I think I'm going to be out on this too. I keep watching it, and I keep wanting to go long, but there really isn't any opportunity. I mean, I think above 60 maybe, but then I think it's going to have some resistance up at 72. This is a big low volume node up here. Do you want to short it? You short it here maybe. But I'm going to take the green day on a Friday and probably just call it quits, go do some other things instead of stare at this thing move around. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'm going to try to do more of these live streams. I've said it before, I'm going to start doing more of them towards the end of August, start doing them regularly. So hopefully I'll get some more subscribers so we can get a little more vibrant community going on, or more people in the chat room, get more stuff. But I really like how we've got a lot of good ideas. I mean, Jim had an awesome idea today. It's the only reason I'm in the green. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, Jim, I totally agree. It's nice to be around other people trading, and we'll start doing these up more regularly once at the end of the summer. Like I said before, I've got a couple kids that are home during the day, and they're at camp this week, but they'll be back next week, and then until I think the school starts back in like late August, like August 24th or something. So. Um, Yep, I'm gonna run too. Thanks a lot for sticking around, guys, and I'll see you back again soon. Take care.